Okay, so we're looking at f of x, and there's characteristic points on f. Also, the most characteristic feature of f also looks even, all right? So let's put the points down. And the points on f, let's write this on the side that I'm observing, x and f of x. The 3 points I'm observing here is minus 2, 2. That's a relative, or it looks like a global maximum at this point. The other point I'm observing is 0, minus 4. Looks like a local minimal point. There are x-intercepts, by the way, but they look, not precisely located. Like one of them is between minus 2 and minus 1. The other one's between 1 and 2. You can certainly approximate that if you want, but it's not needed. The other point I'm seeing that's characteristic is that other global maximum, which occurs at 2, 2. All right, let's look at the problems here, one at a time. Whoops, I see I got some work over here. Let me erase that. And let's start with A. What is A doing? It's a rotation about the x-axis. So there'll be 3 points here that I'm concerned with. And the 3 points, if you rotate about the x-axis, would be minus 2, minus 2. The next point would be 0, 4. And the next point would be 2, minus 2. All right? So I just want to go to the key. I want to make sure those points are being listed for you. All right? And it looks like I highlighted it before, but let's just go highlight it again. All right? Let's take a look at it. Minus 2, minus 2. 0, 4, and 2, minus 2. All right. They also want me to graph it, and I think it's pretty easy to graph, by the way. To do that, after I graph it, I'm going to erase it, by the way, and then move on to the next question. So I get minus 2, and that's about here, about. I get 0, 4, that's about here, about. And I get 2, minus 2, and that's about here. And then, I could really connect these together. Again, I'm not the best artist here, but trying to get something close to it. And then something like this over here. It goes on. Looks like it goes on forever. Okay, so I'm going to say that one's done. And now we're going to do this with the next question. So I'll erase this. I'm not going to erase F, though. I'm just going to erase this A problem. We're done with A. And we'll move on to B. And hopefully B is going to be equally as easy as A. All right, so far so good. All right, let's take a look at B. And B looks like a rotation about the y-axis. And that's going to be pretty simple to do. And what are you going to get? Well, let's take a look at that. This is going to be B now. We'll look at the points later. Well, if it's a simple rotation, it's a simple rotation. What are you going to get? Let's see, you're going to get 2, 2. Again, I'm just rotating the points. 0, minus 4. And then 2, minus 2. Okay, let's look at the K, make sure we're getting those. And if we are, that's good. But I'm going to draw 2. And looks like I highlighted those before too, so let's unhighlight. Let's see if we've done that. 2, 2, I see that. 0, minus 4, minus 2, 2. Again, if you were to graph this thing out, it's really the same exact curve. Same exact curve, all right? We're expecting that, by the way. Okay, that's done. I'm going to erase that and move on to C. And again, they seem to be pretty easy. It's a pretty easy shape. I do not want to erase F, though, all right? This one's a little more complicated. And what is it really? It's going to be this first guy, A, and then it's going to be pushed down 1, all right? So let's write the points down, and you should be getting a little better at this, all right? So let's just talk about that. So let's take a look. So you're rotating it about the x-axis and been lowering it by 1. So that's going to be, let's see, minus 2. Well, that's pretty good. That's pretty easy. And then you're going to get, minus 2, minus 1, which is minus 3. Then the next point you're going to get is 0, and that's going to become 4, but you're lowering it by 1, so it's 3. And the next one's going to be 2, and you're rotating it, so it's going to be minus 2, and then minus 1, minus 3. All right, let's look at our K. This is C. I want to see if I got that. And C is over here somewhere. So again, just checking, minus 2, minus 3. Yep. 0, 3. Yep. And 2, minus 3. All right, all good. All right, let's just plot those points. And again, just a rough picture of it. And let's see, minus 2, minus 3. Minus 2, minus 3. So somewhere about here. 0, 3. I'm going to say somewhere over here. And again, we're not looking for great pictures, something that looks remotely like what we're talking about over here. And then what else you get? Let's see, 2 minus 3, right? And that's going to be over here somewhere. All right. So what do you get over here? Let's take a look at it. And well, let's take a look. So something like this. And then something like this over here. Okay, just a rough picture. That's all we've done. All right, let's keep going. And the next one, I'm going to get my eraser out. And again, I know this is tedious and difficult. We're trying to build on a skill set of how things are being moved around. Again, I'm just doing characteristic points. All right, so what do you get here? We just did C, now we're on to D. And D is going to be basically just a rotation about the y-axis and move it up 2. Relatively simple, by the way. What are you going to get over here? Well, let's write this down. There's going to be 3 points that I'm doing. Let's take a look. And what do you get there? 2, 4. Let's see, 0, minus 2. And then it's going to be minus 2, and then 4. All right, let's go to our K. We're looking at D now, and I want to see I got those points over there. So we're on D, 2, 4, 0, minus 2, and minus 2, 4. Okay, let's just plot those down. And I wish I had a bigger piece of graph paper to do it on, by the way, but we don't. So let's take a look. So 0 minus 2 is pretty easy to do. And then what do you get there? Looks like you get, 2, 4. It's over here somewhere. And the other point's over here somewhere. And let's see what it looks like. Something like this over here. Okay. All right, that one's done. And we'll move on to H. All right, I'm going to get my eraser out. Erase this business over here. I'm going to keep F around all the time. I'm not going to lose F. But we got to do the next one. All right. The next one, oh, this is more difficult, isn't it? So what's happening over here? There's an action being done on the X. And let me just get this. I'm going to erase all this business over here too. I'm going to get rid of it all. Let's think. This is where things, you're really starting to think about it. There's still going to be 3 points, by the way. All right, there's still 3 points. I want to point out nothing's happening to the y-coordinate. Nothing. So it's still going to be 2. It's still going to be minus 4. And it's still going to be 2. What's happening, though, is something's happening to the x. And so, for example, you just thought about the 0. What number would give you 0 if it's 0.5 would be 0. All right. Now, what number would give you 2 if you got 0.5? It would have to be minus 4. I'm sorry, minus 2. It would have to be minus 4. Because 0.5 times minus 4 is minus 2. And this would be 4. All right. So let's take a look. And my goal here is to kind of look at it. And let's see, minus 4, 2. 0 minus 4. And 4, 2. All right, I'm going to do a kind of a lousy picture next to this one. And the reason for that is, I don't want to keep using the same thing over and over again. But let's put this down and, 0 minus 4. What's that look like? Well, I'm going to put minus 4 down here. I'm just kind of ballparking it. And then 4, 2. I'm going to say over here somewhere. And then minus 4, 2 over here somewhere. So I want to get a feel for it. Again, get a feel for it. Look at the parent. What does it look like? Something like this. Okay, that's done. Now let's go to F. F should be fairly easy to do. To erase this. And what do we got over here? We got, again, our characteristic points, by the way. And again, I want to point there's really nothing happening to the function's values. It's still going to be 2, minus 4, and 2. but something's happening to the x, and certainly this is simple because 2 times 0 is still 0. This would be minus 1 because 2 times minus 1 is minus 2, just like the parent, and this would be 1, all right? And again, if this is an exam question, I would just do kind of a picture over here and see what it looks like. And there is a compression to the problem, but let's take a look. So minus 1, 2, 2, then, right? 1, 2, and then 1, 2, and then 0 minus 4. Again, we're not looking for perfection. We're looking for something that roughly looks like what they've given us over here. All right, let's look at the K and see how we're doing. See if we got these minus 1, 2. Got that right here. 0 minus 4, got that, and 1, 2. Yeah, we got them all. G appears to be a repeat. Let me see what they did over there. Why is there a G? All right, there's a problem there. I'm not sure why that's there. I'm going to cross this out because I only see A, B, C, D, E, F. I don't see a G in the problem. Let me cross that out. All right, thank you.